What if I told you there's a place on Earth so secret, so closely guarded, that for decades the world has speculated it holds answers to the greatest questions of our time, questions about life beyond Earth, advanced technology, and hidden truths governments don't want us to know? This place is not a fantasy. It exists. It's called Area 51. Officially, it's just a highly classified military facility in the Nevada desert, but unofficially, it's the epicenter of countless theories, rumors, and whispered conversations late at night. Aliens, crashed UFOs, reverse-engineered spacecraft, time travel, secret experiments. What's real? What's myth? And why does this small patch of desert provoke such intense curiosity from around the globe? In this journey, we're not here to give easy answers. Instead, we'll explore the mystery of Area 51 from every angle: historical, scientific, cultural, and speculative, inviting you to question, reflect, and decide what you believe. Because maybe the real secret isn't what they were hiding out there in the desert, but what it makes us realize about ourselves. In the middle of Nevada, tucked deep within the scorched sands of the Groom Lake Desert, there's a stretch of land so restricted that even the sky above it is a no-fly zone. That alone should raise some eyebrows. But it is what lies beneath that sky, and under decades of silence, that has captured the minds of millions. Area 51 officially came to public attention in the late 1980s, but its history stretches back to the Cold War. Originally established by the CIA in 1955 as a testing site for the U-2 reconnaissance aircraft, the base was created out of strategic necessity. The US needed to outsmart Soviet surveillance. They needed secrecy. They needed a place so remote that no accidental witnesses could stumble across what they were building. But secrecy breeds speculation. And speculation, especially in a world hungry for meaning, takes on a life of its own. The turning point came in 1989, when a man named Bob Lazar claimed during a televised interview that he had worked inside Area 51, more specifically, in a subdivision he referred to as S4. According to Lazar, he had seen and even attempted to reverse-engineer alien spacecraft. He spoke of gravitational propulsion systems, elements not yet discovered by science, and spacecraft that defied the known laws of physics. Naturally, his claims were met with fierce skepticism. But here's the strange part. His story never really died. In fact, it became a firestorm. People began questioning the sudden appearance of Element 115 on the periodic table years after Lazar had mentioned it. Others pointed to his deep knowledge of classified facilities and security procedures, details hard to fabricate convincingly. And then there's the government's response. For decades, officials refused to even acknowledge the existence of Area 51. That silence only made the speculation grow louder. When the US government finally admitted in 2013 that Area 51 was real, but just a test site for aircraft, it didn't put the matter to rest, it did the opposite. People wanted to know, why hide it for so long? What else is still hidden? The public imagination exploded. Films like Independence Day, shows like The X-Files, and countless books, games, and documentaries leaned into the mystery. Conspiracy theories ranged from the believable to the bizarre. That the Roswell crash in 1947 was real, and the remains were taken to Area 51. That secret pacts were made between aliens and the US government. That teleportation and time travel devices were being tested there. Even the geography of the place seems to conspire with secrecy. The dry lake beds, the jagged mountains, the razor wire fences marked with use of deadly force authorized. It's as if the land itself refuses to give up its secrets. But beyond the wild theories, there's a deeper layer, something psychological. Area 51 has become a symbol. It's the projection of everything we fear and wonder about authority, control, and the unknown. It's where our curiosity clashes with the limits of what we're allowed to see. In a world where transparency is demanded but often denied, a place like Area 51 becomes a perfect mirror. And then there's the culture, a subculture really. Every year, thousands of people trek out toward Rachel, Nevada, the closest town to the base, to celebrate alien stock or take photos at the famous Black Mailbox. They wear tinfoil hats, trade stories, and camp under the stars, hoping to glimpse something unusual in the sky. It's become more than a location. It's a modern myth. And like all myths, it tells us something real, even if the details are cloaked in fiction. People don't need proof to believe. Sometimes the lack of proof is what makes belief stronger. And Area 51, with all its fences and secrets, gives us the perfect canvas for our biggest questions. If Chapter 1 opened the door to the official and unofficial story of Area 51, what follows dives even deeper into the strange incidents, unexplained phenomena, and testimonies that continue to fuel the enigma. Because the truth is, Area 51 isn't just a location anymore. It's an invitation to question everything. Let's talk about Roswell. In July 1947, a rancher in New Mexico found mysterious debris scattered across his land. The military quickly arrived, sealed off the area, and issued a press release. They had recovered a flying disc. That statement was rapidly retracted and replaced with a claim that it was just a weather balloon. The problem? People remembered what was said first. And that first version, once released, refused to die. Over time, witnesses came forward, military personnel, civilians, even former intelligence agents, claiming that what crashed in Roswell wasn't a balloon, but something far more advanced. Some spoke of alien bodies, quickly removed and hidden from public view. Others described metal that could fold like foil but spring back into shape, or symbols etched into surfaces unlike any known language. And where did these mysterious materials go? Many point to Area 51. After all, it was one of the few facilities at the time equipped with the kind of secrecy and resources required to study something off-world. Now here's where it gets even stranger. Over the decades, sightings of unidentified flying objects in the skies above and around Area 51 have been constant. Bright lights moving at impossible speeds, silent aircraft hovering and vanishing, black triangular shapes gliding across the sky. Some of these could be explained. Secret projects like the U-2, the SR-71 Blackbird, and the stealth bombers were all tested in these deserts, and they were light years ahead of anything the public knew existed. But not all sightings can be explained so easily. The US government has admitted that they investigate unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs as they're now officially called. In recent years, even the Pentagon has declassified footage of strange flying objects encountered by Navy pilots, objects that defy known aerodynamics. While these clips don't confirm alien life, they confirm one thing. We are seeing something we don't understand. So what does that mean for Area 51? It means that the possibility remains open. Whether these crafts are alien in origin, advanced technology from foreign adversaries, or something else entirely, the need for secure, isolated research facilities is real. And Area 51 is the perfect fit. But there's more. Some whistleblowers have spoken of psychological experiments, mind control research, and interdimensional technology being tested in underground levels of the base. Others claim to have seen hybrid beings, part human, part something else, engineered in secret programs with goals no one outside the inner circle can even begin to comprehend. It sounds like science fiction. Maybe it is. But consider this. Much of what was once science fiction has become science fact. Satellites, touchscreens, face recognition, voice assistants, genetic editing. All of this was once the domain of writers and dreamers. Now it's real. So how far-fetched is it to believe that experiments we can't yet understand are already underway? And what about those who try to get close? Area 51 is surrounded by motion detectors, patrols, and warnings that deadly force is authorized. People who wander too far are stopped, detained, and sometimes fined. There's no clear line, no obvious fence, just a sense that you've gone where you shouldn't. But the mystery doesn't stop people. In 2019, a viral event jokingly titled Storm Area 51 gained millions of followers online. It was meant to be a joke, but thousands actually showed up near the base hoping to catch a glimpse or make a statement. The world is fascinated. But maybe not just by the idea of aliens. Maybe it's the idea that somewhere there might be answers, that someone, somewhere might know more than we're being told, and perhaps that's why Area 51 endures. Not because we're obsessed with little green men, but because the unknown is irresistible. We crave certainty, but we're addicted to mystery. We want proof, but we're seduced by possibility. Area 51 sits in that tension, a real place that fuels unreal dreams. And the deeper we look, the more we realize that the real story may not be about what's out there in the desert, but about what lives inside our imagination. Because in a world flooded with information, true mystery is rare. And when we find it, we hold on. So now we arrive at the edge, the blurry line between truth and speculation, between what we know and what we're not allowed to know. And at the center of that line sits Area 51. A place so saturated in secrets that even when you strip away the myths, something strange still remains. Let's ask ourselves something simple. Why, in a world increasingly dominated by leaks, whistleblowers, and digital transparency, does Area 51 still hold its veil so tightly? There are people who've spent their entire careers trying to find out. Investigative journalists, former military insiders, documentary filmmakers, scientists, even curious adventurers who've spent nights under the stars near the base perimeter. What they all agree on is this: no matter how deep they dig, the truth always feels just one step further out of reach. And maybe that's intentional. Area 51, unlike most government facilities, is not just a place where things are tested. It's a place where truths are managed, where the boundaries between reality and perception are actively blurred. Disinformation campaigns, something the US government has admitted to using, have been part of the base's strategy for decades. When something strange is spotted in the sky, maybe it is easier for people to think aliens than to consider they just witnessed an advanced weapons system not meant for public eyes. But here's the twist. That strategy only made the alien theories stronger. Because when you hide something for too long, people stop trusting your reasons. And so the myth grew. And with it, something unexpected happened. Area 51 became a mirror for society itself. Some see it as proof of alien contact, others as a metaphor for government overreach, still others as a symbol of human curiosity, our endless desire to explore what lies beyond the next horizon. But whichever lens you use, the fascination is real. Even technology companies have started using the Area 51 narrative. Think about it. Mystery sells, exclusivity sells. The idea that you are not supposed to know this makes you want to know it even more. And in this feedback loop, Area 51 becomes less a location and more a phenomenon. But let's pull back. Let's take one last look at the deeper meaning. Area 51 is a place of paradox. It exists and doesn't. It's public knowledge and total secrecy. It's a military base and a cultural myth. And maybe that's the point. In a world where science is advancing faster than ethics can keep up, where AI can simulate reality, hand drones can strike from silence where data is harvested and used to predict our behavior, isn't it comforting, just a little, to believe there's still something we don't know? That somewhere, locked behind gates in a distant desert, are answers waiting to be discovered? Maybe we're not really looking for aliens. Maybe we're looking for proof that the universe is bigger than us, that we're not alone in our questions, our wonder, our hope. And if those answers really do exist, buried under layers of security or sitting in plain sight, then perhaps Area 51 is more than a facility. Perhaps it's a reminder that some mysteries deserve to be explored, not because we expect to solve them, but because the act of seeking them teaches us who we are. So, what do you believe? Are the secrets of Area 51 truly otherworldly? Or is the truth even stranger, that humans, given enough power and secrecy, become more mysterious than aliens themselves? One thing is certain: the questions surrounding Area 51 aren't going away. They're multiplying. Because curiosity doesn't die in the desert, it thrives there. In every whisper, every theory, every unanswered question that refuses to stay buried. Keep asking, keep wondering, and most of all, keep looking up. Because sometimes, what's hidden in the shadows tells us more than what stands in the light.